Okay. Thank you very much, and welcome everybody to the Victoria and Esquimalt Police Board public meeting of September 16th. Sorry, we are getting started a couple minutes late here. I am going to start the evening passing over to my colleague, board member Tim Katuri, to give us our territorial acknowledgement.
Thank you. I would like to acknowledge with gratitude that we are meeting on the traditional lands of the Lekwungen speaking people, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. With gratitude, we live, work, learn here where the past, present, and future of Indigenous and non-Indigenous people come together. In honor of the Songhees and Esquimalt ancestors, Haichka Sien.
Thank you very much, Tim. Now I'm going to look around the room for any declarations of conflict of interest. Thank you. Seeing none, I will move on to a motion to approve the public meeting agenda of September 16th, 2025. Elizabeth, second by Paul. All those in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. And now a motion to approve the public meeting minutes of July 22nd, 2025. Elizabeth, seconded by Nate. All those in favor? Motion carries. Great. Thank you very much. Just for a quick board chair update, I don't have too many things to share today, but I want to take a moment and welcome Chief Fiona Wilson for her first ever Victoria and Esquimalt Police Board meeting. We're very happy to have you here. I just want to talk a little bit about the change of command ceremony that we had on August 28th. We had an opportunity to celebrate a really historic moment where we acknowledged and celebrated the departure of Chief Manick and welcomed incoming Chief, well now, we acknowledged Dell and welcomed Chief Wilson to Vic PD. It was a really special and meaningful ceremony. We had almost 300 people at Government House. We really appreciated the hospitality and warm welcome. I really want to especially acknowledge all of the people who worked hard to plan and orchestrate that extraordinary ceremony. And it was a really special day. We had an opportunity to celebrate outgoing Chief Manick for his retirement that evening. And just all in all, August 28th was a really wonderful day to be a board member and a member of Victoria Police Department and have an opportunity to celebrate the wonderful chief that we had for so many years and the wonderful chief that we have now. So yeah, I just wanted to take a moment and acknowledge that. We also have 4 new board members that I'm looking forward to welcoming, but that's going to happen very shortly in the governance committee's update. So we'll just pause for that for 1 second and I will pass it over to my colleague, Paul Farrow, governance chair.
Thank you, Chairperson. As Chairperson Hayes said, that this is the first time we've actually have 4 new board members. Quite a significant change. Almost 50% of our board turning over, and so it's an opportunity to obviously welcome new people, new ideas. But I'm certainly excited. So the 4 new board members we have, and everybody is present here today, and they've all been they have taken their oath of office and signed all the paperwork required. We have Nathaniel Sukdio, who is the provincial appointee. We have Paul Thorkelson, who is also the provincial appointment. We have Charlene Law, who is the City of Victoria Community appointee. And we also have Andrea Boardman, who is the Township of Esquimalt Council appointee. And on behalf of the Governance Committee, on behalf of the board, I want to welcome you to this board. I can tell already from our previous conversations that we are going to gel really well, and I think I'm going to predict that I think we're going to have one of the best police boards in British Columbia with your addition. So I want to thank you for the work that you're going to do today, but for the days and months and years ahead.
Thank you very much.
And following just the other item that the governance committee dealt with is that we received a letter from the mayor of the township of Esquimalt asking the board to consider its remuneration policy with respect to elected officials. And kind of the context of that is that the history of this board is that there never has been remuneration for those appointees, and the mayor of Esquimalt is asking the board for us to reconsider. And so this came up at the governance committee, and I will move that I'll explain, but that the board write a letter to Mayor Desjardins to inform the township of Esquimalt that the board will conduct a review of its remuneration policy.
Any discussion?
And just to give just some context of this, again, as I said, this is something that we've never done. And to our knowledge, we believe that there's only one other police board in the province that does it. So we're just want to triple check. We want to talk to our colleagues in other jurisdictions. We want to talk to our colleagues at the British Columbia Police Boards Association to get some insight, and also just do some other due diligence in the sense of considering a change of practice on this, and then we'll report back accordingly to Mayor Desjardins in Esquimalt. So that's kind of the spirit of what we will undertake.
Thank you very much. Any further questions or discussion on this? All those in favor? Motion carries. Tim, under human resources, do you have anything that you would like to add?
Thank you, but not at this time.
Thank you very much. And I will hand it over to my colleague, Finance Chair Elizabeth Call.
Yeah, just to update the public, we are pretty close to finalizing our 2026 budget. We will be discussing it further next week, and eventually it will go to something called the Joint Board and Council meeting, which involves the two councils and our board to present the budget and ask questions. It is a public meeting, so I'm sure that information will be available to the public somewhere if they're so inclined to attend or tune in. We can broadcast it. But mostly what I want to just say is that it's been going along really well. We've got really positive feedback from the consultation we've done around foot and bike patrols. That's came up pretty well at every meeting we had. There's also the themes of concern where disorder downtown and traffic. These are two things that came up a lot. So we will be presenting our final or our draft budget to the councils and public next month, and then it will be finalized. That's it.
Thank you very much. I will move on to item F, board member engagement update. It's an opportunity for any board members to update the room and the public on any events that they've attended on behalf of the board. Would you like to add anything? Oh, go ahead.
Just myself, and I know some others, board members attended, but on last week or a week before we attended the ceremony to welcome 7 new recruits here at Vic PD, and I've attended as well as my colleagues many of these ceremonies, and it's always amazing to see the people putting their names forward who wanting to dive into a career of policing. The backgrounds that these folks have is impressive, to say the least. I felt very old in the room, and I listened to what these individuals and women have done already in their lives. Backgrounds from reserve and special municipal constables, correction guard, dedicated community volunteers, and 2 with extensive financial backgrounds. Very a comprehensive group that are going to be amazing to join Vic PD. So I was just really pleased to attend that. Chairperson, you mentioned the change of command ceremonies. I just want to echo. I thought it was a very special day, and I think the attendance really showed how important that is. And I want to say, and I'm just going to sorry, Chairperson, but I want to thank the two deputies, Deputy Chief McRae and Brown, for kind of the transition from Chief Manick to Chief Wilson. I think from my perspective, I think it's been seamless, and I think a lot of that is responsibility to our two deputies. And I just wanted to say thank you to both deputy chiefs on that front. And then finally, this morning, Chairperson, I attended a webinar put on by the Canadian Association of Police Governance, and it was bridging the gap between board and police leadership. And it was a 1-hour webinar, and I myself, and I believe my colleague Elizabeth Cole was on that line. So that's kind of what I've been up to. So thank you.
Thank you very much for that update, for taking the time for deputies. David, did you have something to ask?
I do. Thank you, Chair. And I will echo Paul, that gratitude to the deputies, and again to welcome Chief Wilson. It was such an incredible experience being at that swearing in ceremony. I think one of the pieces that stuck with me was the idea of the uniform and the people behind that. And in line with that, one of the other spaces that I was able to participate in was the CAPG, Canadian Association of Police Governance. That was in August. And one of the main themes and takeaways there was this idea that policing is by consent of the public. And our job is that governance piece, and it was a really well put together conference that brought in thought leaders in this governance space. So we got to host it here in Victoria, which was another benefit. So hats off to our chair, Michaela, for doing that work to bring such a prestigious conference here. So all of that just ties in again to this gratitude of the opportunity we have to do this important work of governance in policing, and to sit around this table and to appreciate, but also to hold accountable the men and women that are doing this frontline work. So thank you for that.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Tim. If there's nothing else for board member engagement, I will move on to item G, which is just a quick update for the BC Association of Police Boards, which I am the president of. I don't have a fulsome update for you at this time. We have our first board meeting with our new board and our new executive on September 26th. So I'll have a better update for you in October, but we're well into working on the 7 resolutions that were passed and bringing those to government that were passed at the last conference that we had in May at our AGM. And I think I let you know for the 2026 conference will be held in Whistler in May, and we've already started planning that. So we can start looking forward to that already. And a quick update from the Canadian Association of Police Governance. I want to echo what Tim said about how wonderful it was to have a conference here in Victoria. It was the largest Canadian Association of Police Governance conference that they've ever had in their 36 years of hosting event, over 220 people. I said at the time, and I think maybe the host city had something to do with that. So appreciation to the city of Victoria for being so special, and also for the support that came through that. It was a really excellent experience to plan and participate in that conference. And there were so many people from across the country who came and really dove into discussing important issues related to governance and policing. It was the most interesting and relevant panels that I've actually ever seen at any conference. I learned a lot from it. Really appreciating Chief Wilson for participating in one of those. So I just want to thank everybody for their support of the CAPG conference. For new board members, there's lots of opportunities to get involved in different areas related to that moving forward. So you'll get calendar invites for webinars and different opportunities to participate. So thank you very much. I will now pass it over to you, Chief, for your Chief Constable update.
Thank you so much. And a few of the things that I was going to mention have already been covered, but I did want to just acknowledge what an amazing day the change of command was for me. It was just incredibly special for myself, for my family, for my friends, to be able to come and witness that in such a beautiful environment. And I know there was a lot of work that went into making that day happen. both on behalf of the board, but also on behalf of many people in the department. So I'd just like to express my gratitude for that. It was just a really, really special day and certainly a highlight of my career. I also wanted to just acknowledge that as I start week 3 here at Big PD, I have been so warmly welcomed, and I'm really appreciative of that, both by internally by staff here, but also in community and by the board. And you know, moving to Victoria, leaving the VPD, leaving my family home in Surrey, and coming here was a really, really significant step in my life. And absolutely everything that I've experienced over the last couple of weeks have reaffirmed what a great decision that was. This is an incredible place to work. It is an organization full of phenomenal individuals who are all, rowing in the same direction. And I'm already falling in love with Vic PD, and I'm very, very grateful to be here filling this role. So just thank you to everyone for the warm welcome. I especially want to acknowledge as well the deputy chiefs who have both just been absolutely gracious and welcoming and helpful, and no doubt will continue to be as we move forward together as a team. And I have so much confidence in our ability to get things done with their leadership as well. It was wonderful to swear in 7 new recruits on September 4th. As Paul mentioned, what an incredible group of individuals. I could certainly use 2 of them who have significant financial backgrounds to try and understand the budget here. But I had the opportunity to spend some time with them, and they are just a real reflection of the incredible standards that exist here with respect to recruiting and HR and the expectations that are placed on the people that we hire. So that was a real highlight, certainly, of my week. I managed to get out on the road a couple of times for a few patrol shifts, and that was just incredible. It was really, really encouraging to go to some high-profile calls and see how our members worked through them with professionalism and compassion, and also to get to know the cities of both Victoria and Esquimalt. So I'm really grateful to have been able to do that. I got out to a few community events as well. Destination Victoria had an open house. Cops for Cancer Tour de Rock had a jersey presentation that I was able to attend. And of course, on Saturday, the Pacific FC soccer match, which was just lovely. And once again, a really warm welcome from community. I'd really like to also acknowledge, I had a chance to meet with Miss Tara Gilroy-Scott, who oversees our volunteer services, and with all of the volunteers that without which I just can't imagine how this department would carry on. And I was so impressed, not only with the volunteers themselves who dedicate so much of their time to Vic PD, but with Tara as well. And what a great job she does coordinating all of those volunteers. And so I just really wanted to acknowledge her in that role. And, you know, we've had some staffing turnover, and I also wanted to acknowledge in community engagement, our communications coordinator, Gemma Strobant, who has been writing and posting social media and taking care of a lot of our media initiatives over the last 2 weeks, and has just done such a fantastic job. So I wanted to acknowledge her as well. Many members of the public, I'm sure, have seen some of the work that's come out of that office to make sure the public continues to stay informed through media and social media. And she's just done an excellent job with respect to that. And I think I'll leave it at that unless there are any questions rising from the board.
Great, thank you. I will just keep it with you for your equity, diversity, inclusion, and engagement update.
Okay, so I am going to have to lean on the deputies here. Deputy McCrae, maybe I could turn it over to you.
Sure. As you know, our equity, diversity, inclusion, excuse me, our EDIA committee meets typically monthly. Our next meeting actually happens to be tomorrow. There was a little brief period in the summer. I'm not not sure if you know, but we did talk about it a little bit today. There's a little bit going on in this summer. So between the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police Conference, Canadian Association of Police Governance Conference, and of course our change of command ceremony, it did slow down a little bit of the committee's work. Look forward to getting back to it tomorrow, and I would expect that as the coming months go on, you will continue to get updates to give you some sense of what the committee does, because we don't always talk about it. Besides having an overall lens of everything EDIA within Big PD, they're also sometimes asked to provide a little bit of assistance in reviewing things like our motion policies, motion documents, new policies that might be coming out, policies that are being updated to ensure that they have an appropriate lens of EDIA on them for every single document that we're preparing, particularly when it's something as important as promotion processes and things like that. So, as I say, next meeting is tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to being there.
Thank you very much. So if we look at item 4 under new business, this was brought forward by board member Holly Portright, and it was an idea to have to create some social functions where the police boards and the mayors and councils get together to build better relationships. And this is spearheaded by her. She had to leave early for a function that she is attending as president of the Esquimalt Chamber of Commerce. So Maria, can we put this forward to the next agenda again so that Holly can have a chance to discuss with the board? Yes.
Sure. I have just realized I left out a very key important piece of our EDIK committee at work. With the swearing in of our newest recruits, they also went through our most recent iteration of Before the Badge.
Oh, yes.
Very important program. This was session 3, so the 3rd time we've had our recruits go through it. The feedback continues to be outstanding. We continue to adjust and adopt. Just for the public's awareness, Before the Badge is a program that was put into place about almost a year ago now, just under, where our all new recruits who start with Big PD spend 5 days learning, working, and interacting various members of community groups throughout our city. So everything from presentations from the Muslim community. I know our very own Tim Katuri has provided presentations and information from the Black community and all the different various community groups, or many different various community groups, Indigenous as well. So that was again another huge success. We look forward to doing that again before our next recruit class in January, and I think really forms and sets our recruits up for the perfect start to their career, to know how important this is at Big PD, and making sure that they have that cultural piece that this is so important to us. We're going to give it to you before you even start and your first day at the academy. So I'll leave it at that.
That's really great.
Sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. Thank you for bringing it forward. I'm pleased to have an opportunity to hear more about it. And I think it's really impressive that we have that program running. Yeah, at Big PD. So thank you very much. So we'll punt forward item 4 new business to the next meeting. What we have left on our agenda is 2 items for correspondence. Number 1 is a letter from the Ministry of Public Safety and Solicitor General regarding municipal police board regulations. We'll discuss these in more detail at the governance committee, but basically we have received information about municipal police board code of conduct regulation, municipal police board training compliance regulation, and municipal police board meeting regulation. So we will ensure that we're all up to date on understanding those and that we are in compliance, right, Paul?
Yes.
We can look forward to that. And our final correspondence is a letter from Minister Beer, just appreciating people's work on the safety plan for School District 61. And I think there's a good opportunity to talk about that a little bit. I'll go ahead.
Just Chairperson, it's just, I think it tied into this. First off, I want to thank Minister Bear for this letter. I think, you know, with her leadership, it certainly was the result. It resulted in getting the safety plan implemented in SD 61, which unfortunately took forever to get done. And as Minister Bear says, student safety is her #1 priority, and I think it's everybody's #1 priority. So, but tied into that is, I'm just wondering if there's a verbal update on how our school police liaison program is going. This board is so supportive of that program. It certainly, it is a wonderful progressive policy that have this program going. So I'm just wondering if there's an update on how that's working.
Yeah, I can maybe start with just expressing how pleased we were to obviously get our school liaison officers back in school and to read the safety plan. I think it's very comprehensive, having been through this process extensively in Vancouver. I was very, very pleased to read it. And I think I'll just turn it over to Deputy Brown to provide a more comprehensive update.
Sure. So what we did is, in anticipation of the safety plan coming to fruition, we actually seconded Constable Gordon McGee for the month of June, just to touch up the relationships with the schools at the end of last school year. As many of you know, Gordon McGee is a former MIST officer. That's our mobile youth services team. And Gord has a certain, I would say he's actually a savant at engaging with youth. So he was a natural fit. So Gord has now started full-time as our first SLO back in the SD 61. He's also being assisted by Constable Stacey Fuller of the Esquimalt division, who is doing part-time community resource work, but also some SPLO work in the West. And in speaking with Gord over the last week, his re-entry back into the school environment has been nothing but positive. He's being warmly welcomed, well received, and Gord has some really good initiatives that he has planned for the school year. So we're very, very pleased with the re-entry.
Great. Thank you for that.
Any other questions, comments, thoughts? Great. That was very efficient. Can I seek a motion to adjourn? Elizabeth? Great. Meeting is adjourned. Or all those in favor?